Hello everyone, I'm Mahir Al-Failakawi. Today I'm going to talk about Richmond. As everyone who doesn't know much about the US states and their cities will not know the location of Richmond. Actually, Richmond is the capital of Virginia state. It has been an independent city since 1871. During the American Civil War, Richmond was the capital of the Confederate States of America. Nowadays, some people know Richmond just from VCU. If you go anywhere in Richmond, you will see the logo of the university. Richmond is a historical city because many things refers to the history happens here. Obviously, people who live in Richmond or in the US in general know the weather of Richmond, but who don't know, it's warm and humid in summer and cold in winter. It's about 23 to 50 Fahrenheit degrees in winter because of the mountains to the west act as a partial barrier to outbreaks of cold and continental air in winter, and about 79 to 90 Fahrenheit degrees in summer because of the open waters of the Chesapeake Bay and the Atlantic Ocean contribute to the humid summers and the mild in winter. As something of the population in Richmond, last year, when I came to Richmond, I noticed that there are a lot of black Americans because the population of Richmond is about 50% are black Americans. I don't like to call them Africans because that shows I'm a racist and I'm not. And about 40% are white Americans, and the rest are from different races, like Asian, Pacific Islander, and Hispanic or Latino. I asked many people about the reason of why are more than the half of the population are black Americans and nobody gave me a reasonable answer because I think actually they don't know. Until I met an old man who told me that in the past, while the slavery period, Richmond was the first location where slaves were brought to trade, and there was something impressed me that Richmond used to have the second largest slaves market in the US after New Orleans in Louisiana state. After the American Civil War and ending the slavery, the history of Richmond's slaves trade was buried in memory and in the fact because they converted the location of the slave market into factories of Richmond's tobacco industry. I think Richmond is ashamed of its history. Not all slaves markets were demolished after the Civil War. Many of them are still exist around us, like in Street Augustine in Florida and Louisville in Georgia. They are identified by a marker reading Public Marketplace, and they are in the center of the city so anyone can see. So, I think if Richmond converted that places into museum, that would be better for the city because the visitor of the museum will know that Richmond is proud of itself and the history because racism ended many years ago and shows how Richmond is advanced. And thank you for listening.